a 70 on the strip, I'm ready to die. Cutting the traction, bet in the corner, bet I make shit glide.
All right, back outside. Who on my side with?
AD, owner of STUSA.
Owner of STUSA, man. Owner of STUSA. This big time, brother. I've been trying to get you on here, brother.
Regular dude, man. I'm a regular guy just trying to make it, you know what I'm saying?
That what's up, man. I always try to lead this thing off, man. Like, first question I ask is, how is your mental health?
Your mental health, on a scale of 1 to 10, woo, I'm about 50-50. I'm about a 5 out of 10 right now, my brother.
5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Why we a 5 out of 10?
Well, we in the process of grinding right now, my brother. Like I said, it ain't necessarily a bad thing that I'm at this state of mind right now. With me, I'm always so positive, you know what I'm saying? So when I get in moods like this, you never know what I might do. I might pop out with 2-3 more businesses and everything. That's what kind of fulfill my need. Whenever I get in moods like this, it's usually because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't as focused as I need to be. But when I get back in that mode, it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can feel that. For the people that's out there, man, you know, going through it, get them some tips on how they can get about that 5 out of 10.
Honestly, what I do is I hold myself accountable for every single thing that go on in my life. Even though it might be my fault, I can't control other people's actions. I can control mine. I know I might play a part in, you know, the outcome of certain things that happen in my life. But regardless of, you know, it happened because of me, somebody else, the situation didn't go my way, you know, I'm always holding myself accountable. Like, what could have I done to make the situation better, regardless of, you know, whose fault, you know, in the situation was, you know what I'm saying? So just being 100% accountable, even if it's not, you know what I'm saying, your fault, you know what I'm saying? Just ask yourself, what could you have done to make the situation better? So that's what I do a lot. I look myself in the mirror, and you know, I try to make myself a better person each and every day, my brother.
Hey man, that's a boss answer.
No,
you know what I'm saying? That's a boss answer for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I pretty much know a little bit about Mr. AD, man. But for the people that don't know who AD is, man, tell them where you're from. Give them a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Warner Robins, Georgia, man. And, you know, most everybody who probably watching this know about Warner Robins. Small town.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If you got ambition, if you got goals, if you got real aspirations, that ain't the spot to be. But, you know, that's what I'm here to change. You know what I'm saying? At Warner Robins, you know, just the spot in general, Middle Georgia in general has a lot of potential. And, you know what I'm saying, I always wanted to be a figure, you know what I'm saying, somebody that people can look to when they don't really have anybody doing the things that they want to do or accomplish out of life. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be the first one to kind of do something that a lot of people have the ideal of doing, but just really executing it.
Hey man, see he keep preaching. I ain't even tell him to do all that.
Nah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Hey, look, he getting into him like you got to get the people the game, man. You know what I'm saying? It's well needed. I appreciate your knowledge on, you know, how to communicate to the people, you know what I'm saying, about that, you know, because I'm from Warner Robins too, you know, and like you say, it ain't really a place for somebody to try to get up by. It really take you leaving and bringing it back to the city.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Before you can make it in the city, because you know how it be in the city, man.
That's what everybody game plan is. You know, they get to the point where they, you know, they feel like it's like no hope, so they feel like all they have to do is leave, and you know, Warner Robins ain't the spot for me. But Warner Robins is always going to be the same if we don't have those, you know, individuals who want to stay and actually bring what people want here. Like I said, people got money here. A lot of people have dreams and stuff that they want to accomplish here, but there's no guidance on how to do it, especially for guys that look like myself and, you know, yourself as well.
Come on. I mean, that's that point blank period.
Yeah.
All right, so get the people a little background about how you was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it a typical household? Was it a different setup, mom and dad? Like, give them a little background on day one with AD.
Typical household, man. You know what I'm saying? My parents split up when I was 3, but my dad was always active in my life, man. A lot of the sport accomplishments that I had, you know, just the cool back, my personality in general, the laid back, cool dude, you know what I'm saying? I get that from Pops all day, every day. My mom, you know, she was super hard on me when it came to school. You know, that's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the position that I am now. Like, regardless of what type of student I was, she would always made sure I was respectful, and she knew that, you know, I was an example of her and my dad. So, you know, typical household for sure.
Hey, that what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep it simple as like growing up, cause like we can dive into
we can
the
get
childhood.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, we keeping it simple for the people. What did you get your name from? Like, could we, you know what I'm saying? Because they call you AD.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People that's curious about the A and the D, give them a little background on your
That's
name.
just short.
Simple.
That's just short for Aaron Davis. My first name Aaron, last name Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Put that together, you know, AD. My pops came up with that too, man.
I mean, cause like your name Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
People that's named Aaron, we call them Aaron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never heard a dude named Aaron unless it's Aaron Johnson and you call him AJ.
Yeah.
Never heard of an AD.
Yeah.
You know
There's
what I'm
a couple
saying?
of them out here, but they know it real.
You the first one, like, you know. Speaking about your background in sports, man, like I know you from sports.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, was you named the fastest person in Georgia?
I'm still that, man. Still on the record board. You know what I'm saying? That'll never go anywhere. But that was my old stomping ground, man. So a lot of people know me as, you know, AD, the running back, you know, the baseball player, the track runner, and everything like that. So now it's time for AD. You know, everybody know the AD as an entrepreneur in the business, man.
I mean, that's big time. Explain to the people like your mentality back when you was doing sports.
Yeah.
Like, take them back. What sport would you actually interested in? Like wanted to take it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Why it didn't happen? What happened to hinder that? You know what I'm saying? Dive into that, man.
My favorite sport was always baseball, but I was better at football just because of my speed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just different in baseball because I was, you know, a small guy, but I could hit home runs. Of course, I'm fast as a motherfucker. You know, I can field and do everything like that. So that's what I wanted to do. But just, you know what I'm saying, the best thing that was probably the option move was football. But, you know what I'm saying, I got to 7th grade and I was the same size. You know what I'm saying? Like, after probably like 12 or 13, I stopped growing. I had facial hair when I was, you know, 11, 12. I just knew I was going to be 6'5", 240. But, you know, God had other plans for me, man. So, you know what I'm saying, that was the only thing that kind of hindered me from going to the next level for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any scholarships?
I had a track scholarship, man. I played football and baseball all the way up to my senior year.
Right.
I quit baseball my senior year. I had my first son when I was in high school, and I was like, man, I need a guaranteed scholarship because I know my grades ain't what they want to be. I can't get an academic scholarship, so I knew I did what I did best and started running track. Went to state, came in 9th place in the 100 and 200 meters. So, you know, for my first year running track, just naturally fast, I feel like I did, you know, pretty good. And I had a few D1 schools that wanted to get me, but again, the grades weren't up to par. So, you know what I'm saying, I went D2, but hey, it is what it is.
That's tough though. Like, what would happen if AD went D1?
Oh, it would have been scary, man.
Because like, just coming up, we know like anytime they mention your name, oh, that nigga fast as hell.
Right.
Like, eat a fat, like that nigga fat. Like, explain your training, like, to where you can have. Oh, is this natural, or you train to have this?
I did all the training. My dad, like I said, was he played a huge role in my athletic career.
Mm-hmm.
I had, you know, the best trainers. You know, I played on the best travel ball teams and everything like that. And like I said, I take my hats off to him for that, because like I said, without that, I wouldn't have the mentality that I had. You know what I'm saying? My pops used to talk. I'm 3-4 years old. My pops used to talk to me like I'm the nigga that I am now.
Come on, man.
I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out the car without my hair brushed. I couldn't get out the car with my lip trapped. You know, he'd sit me back down. He was like, man, you know who you is. You got to walk like it and talk like it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, that's where everything came from. Just having that natural, you know, leader. You know, pops was one of the ones too.
That's pressure, man. Cause like most people don't have that. And they, you know, growing up, most people don't have that like second or your father figure. Let me say. To like give them tools and that, cause I know I ain't had that, like 100%. You know what I'm saying, that tool to like, hey, why you coming out like that? Why you I need you to focus. I need you to. I had to change my mentality and figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like with your training and everything, like, but you get running a 40, when did they consider you being the fastest person in Georgia? I don't know if it was Georgia or One Rock. What was it?
It was probably Middle Georgia for
Okay,
sure. It was
okay.
only a few that can stand with me.
Come
But
on now, come
my
on.
9th grade year going into my 10th grade year, that's when I broke the 40-yard dash record at Northside. It was the 4.44. Mind you, I was 15 years old, and this record hadn't been broke since 2003. I think this happened about 2011, 12.
Facts.
Yeah.
I trust me. Everybody knew of this. I don't think nobody challenged it.
Yeah,
You
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like, and just seeing this man move on the field, it didn't look real at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got passed on. They added extra weight to it. You know what I'm saying? Quiet guy, man. If y'all don't know AD, like, I promise you, we played sports. This man was quiet. He was a silent assassin.
For sure.
You know what I'm
For sure.
Like, his demeanor, like, I could see what you mean by your demeanor, like getting your pops being an influential in that. Like, that's big time, brother, because I can see it. You know what I'm saying? It make a lot of sense now. You know what I'm saying? All right, so speaking on your talent, let's jump ship, man.
Talk to me.
When AD graduated from high school,
Mhm.
going into this scholarship for track, how long did you stay in college?
In that particular school, probably like 2.5 months. Man, it was a huge culture change for me. Like I said, again, born and raised in Warner Robins. When you experience like different things, especially on the level that I was experiencing,
Facts.
being one of the top athletes there, along with the guys that I hang out with and the guys that I ran track with, we all were, the
Facts.
best at what we did. So experiencing just the campus, man. The first day I'm on campus, I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And if you know what STUSA stand for, then you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, come on
So
now.
instead of grades and track, my mind is I'm looking at the females. I'm like, bro, like I have never seen anything like this. And mind you, we in Tennessee too, so it's
way different.
It's way different. It's way different.
The grass
bro.
is greener.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, like I said, my mind wasn't really on school like it should be. And we had our first indoor meet against LSU probably like a week before the incident that I'm about to tell you about. So we had me and my guys, we were always partying, doing what they were doing. And we had locked in one day. We was like, man, we here for a reason. We need to, get back on what we were doing because, we got our first indoor meet going against LSU. We need to be focused. And one of our goofy homeboys came up probably like 10 minutes after we got done having that conversation. Talking about, man, I know this chick, it was Ricky Smiley's daughter. He was cool with her.
Lord.
So he was like, man, she go to Alabama, the national championship game. She said, we can pull up down there and, just stay with them and, go out and do everything, go to the game and everything. We get in free. So as soon as he said that F word, shoot, we like, cool. We'll pack it up and hit the road. So me and all the guys that ran the 4x1 and one of my other guys, so it's 5 of us, all of us ran track, top dudes on the team. We go to the Alabama University LSU National Championship game.
Facts.
All of our first time experiencing something like this. We go to the game, great time. We go to a Lil Wayne concert after.
Oh, that's deep.
Man, it's probably like 3, 4 in the morning. Everybody drunk, everybody toasted. Besides my one homeboy, Craig. He ran for Team USA. He don't drink, smoke, don't do nothing. So we were like, man, I'll make the drive back home 3 hours back to Tennessee. So we like, man, if it was anybody but Craig, we would have been like, man, we staying here.
Right.
So he was like, man, I got to get back. I got to see my girl. So we like, cool. So next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital.
Lord.
I'm looking around. My girl at the time around me crying, my whole family in front of me crying. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Doctors come in and said, man, you were just in a bad accident. You've been unconscious for, almost 10 hours. What happened? What's going on? Yeah, man, you broke your pelvis. You fractured a lot of bones in your face and your back and everything, man. We got to do immediate surgery on me. We had to have your consent before we did it. If we do the surgery, it'll be a chance that, you might not be able to walk again. If we don't do it, then you're just going to naturally have to heal, and that could take years for you to do. Which one you want to do?
Right.
What the hell is going on? Just give me the surgery, man. Get the surgery. Everything turned out good. Couldn't walk for a year. And that was my college experience right there. That was my college experience right there.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Like I said, the whole year I couldn't walk. That was probably like the most depressing time of my life because I was like, I would tell people try Beyonce. Picture her not being able to sing again, like her getting in the accident and not be able to sing. Like I was known for my athletic ability, you know what I'm saying? So it was hard for me to even look in the mirror at myself, like, what the hell am I finna do? You know what I'm saying? This is what I banked on. This is what, man, I'm telling you, like every day I woke up not being able to walk, man, I was just like, bro, I don't know. So during that time, that's when I was just trying to figure out, like, what am I good at? What can I do? Mm-hmm. And prior to that in high school, I was always making cheese. I'm just natural hustler, man. I was selling iPhones, all that, anything I can just put my hands on to make $1.
To move around,
yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
Before you jump in, I know you going.
Yeah.
Let's dive back into, the accident, man. Was it any resentment, from Craig?
It wasn't any resentment from him because, again, like this is a dude that, as an athlete, you looked at him and you wanted to be that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From the personality, from the body type, from the work ethic and everything like that. Like, you desired to be something like that. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, what happened to me was small compared to him. My boy had to learn how to talk again. My boy had to learn how to read, walk again. He couldn't even talk. He couldn't even say his name. What I'm saying? He was in a coma for 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
What caused the wreck?
He ended up falling asleep on the road. It was
3
5.
hours.
Yeah, it was 5. Yeah. It was 5 of us in the car. Of course, all 4 of us drunk. He the only sober when we passed out in the car, and he was the only one up. You know what I'm saying? And probably an hour and a half into the drive, ran off the road and
been out all
caught.
night.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, man, I say, like, that's deep, falling asleep on the road, because I fell asleep on the road, too.
Yeah, it can happen. I don't
know
got
what I'm saying? and wreck my brand new Camaro. I was like, God damn, I just got this car.
For real.
And it's just like working long hours.
Exactly.
And then had to drive home, you know what I'm saying? I learned from experience, like, I don't drink any drinks or do anything like that, so I said, let me drink an energy drink next time I had to take this long drive.
For sure.
Because I had to travel for work, and I say the energy drink helped me out. Even though I don't drink them, it helped me stay focused and stay on the road. So I commend that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, like, triumph in that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, cause you could have went a whole nother direction after that.
A whole nother direction.
You know what I'm saying? How did your team, like, support y'all in that?
I mean, the support we got from the school was amazing, man. Like I said, they wanted to invite us back even after the accident. You know what I'm saying? We had a spot open if we wanted to go back. All of us still had our scholarships, but most of us, I think it was like 2 or 3 of us that decided to go back. I didn't decide to go back because I honestly didn't want to go through all the training again, because I told you I had to learn how to walk. I had lost my speed, and I tried. I went back to my original trainer that I was training with in high school. Man, the first training section I was running so slow, body so, man, that killed me. I literally broke down out there. I was like, man, I can't do it. I never experienced anything like that. Like, you can feel like I'm like, ain't no way that I'm not being able to run like that.
Like Flash.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
Flash
like this isn't real. Like, I couldn't handle that, man. That was something I was working at all my life, my brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't handle it. So it was just like, man, I can try something else. So I tried to walk on at Valdosta and play baseball, but again, I wasn't focused on that. Got down there and kind of did the same thing that I was doing down there, partying and that type of thing. And like I said, I told you I had my kid at the time, and he was like 3. I was like, man, I don't want to miss any more of him growing up, and I'm bullshitting down here. Like, I need to get back and get my family together for sure. Yeah.
All right, so diving into your transition out of college.
Right.
Now we jumping into, like, my back against the wall. What is my next venture? You know what I'm saying? Like, what got you to dive into the business, and how did you come up with the name for your business?
Yeah, STUSA started in high school, man. All my homeboys that I grew up with, played sports with. We were always like the scholar athletes, the top of our class when it came to sports and everything like that. We were the cool ones. We threw the parties. Like, we were just the sociable guys. You know what I'm saying? The role models for real. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna party. We're gonna do everything, but we're respectable. We're gonna handle business. So we came up with calling ourselves Scheme Team USA. And like I said, them still my brothers to this day. And
what
like
does
I said,
that mean?
Scheme Team USA, man.
What does that mean? Explain, my brother.
Oh boy, it's we're a jack of all trades, my brother. Like I said, you might catch catch me in here handling business. You might catch me outside having, you know, the biggest party with, you know, people that you wouldn't even expect seeing there. You know what I'm saying? Just having the personality to bring a lot of people in, man. Like, we were never into the beef. We were never into, you know, the hating and everything. We wanted everybody to be a part of what we had going on. We don't, no matter if you white, black, or you brown, my brother. We just guys.
So what this word scheme, we know it to be conniving. You know what I'm saying? Looking for something.
It's everything. It's everything.
How you define it? Is everything to you?
It's everything.
I mean, I like the name. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you look at us, we always scheming on the next thing. What can we do?
Okay.
We always scheming on doing better. We, you know. Yeah.
All right. So explain to the people who is in STUSA, who is a part of this movement.
You got my brother Andrew, J-Man, Jamarcus, AJ, man, Trey, man, the list goes on. Rodney, man, the list goes on. It's about 10 solid day one members.
If you forget somebody, would they be upset?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of everybody. Taz, you know,
I know who they is. I just want to see him forget somebody. So somebody be like,
I know I don't forgot, but you know, Christian, I'm just thinking the names as I go, man. But it's 10, 15 solid day one members of us, man, for sure. Lou, you know, my little bro Lou, man, he one of the youngest members. He showed us he can do a lot. You
Facts.
know?
he up there now. He up there now.
Yeah.
I would say like this, man. You get into your own business. Now this is AD's business,
right?
You know, but STUSA is a brand with multiple people.
Right.
Do they have a percentage in the brand? Do they have hands in the brand? How are they contributing to the brand STUSA?
Yeah, as of ownership, I'm 100% owner, but like I said, the brand ain't big enough for it to be a percentage thing right now, and that's always my focus. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's everybody want to play a part and have a role in it, and like I said, I have a couple guys in positions where, you know, I pay them salaries. They got, you know, huge roles on just running like the day-to-day operations and everything like that. And like I said, I just want to do so much more with STUSA. Like, STUSA isn't just a shoe store. Like, all of us have like talents that we're great at, and like I said, I'm just the type of guy to bring the best out of everybody that's around me. So like the Stu store, like, this is probably 10% of what I can do or what I got planned for STUSA. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then that's why I'm in that mental 50. You know, I'm 5 out of 10 right now, because it get to the point where not necessarily that I outgrow, you know, the shoe store. It's just I saw this for myself a long time ago. So now that I'm here, it's like, okay, what's next, or how can I duplicate myself and have this running without me in it? And that's generally the hardest thing for me, is removing myself from this so I can do this times 10. And I never experienced that before. I never pictured myself not running the operations in here. Like, I wanted multiple stores, but I didn't know what that came with, because I've never been here before. Ain't nobody around me, ain't never been in here before. And as a business owner, you're not really running the business unless you have employees, a team. And me as a CEO, I'm not running their operations, like, you know what I'm saying? And in order for me to get to that point, is stuff that I have to change about myself that I didn't see myself having to change at this point. So this is stuff that I got to get used to, stuff that I got to get. If I want to see myself as a CEO, I got to move like one.
You got to move like one.
Yeah,
Come on,
sure.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so break it down like this, man. This isn't your first store, right? Explain even like your support system when you open up your first store, because you're selling shoes, right? You have Foot Locker, you got Journeys, you got all types of foot organizations. What made somebody want to back you and say, I'm gonna help support AD, I'm gonna get him mental support, I might get him financial support? Did anybody chip in and help? How was that? How hard was it opening up that first store, and what steps did you take to even get the money to open up this business?
For sure. From day one, again, I was always, you know, a cool fry dude. You know what I'm saying? I always had shoes. You know what I'm saying? I was always reselling shoes. I would wear them, you know, a couple times, sell them for $60, $80, but I never saw it as an actual business.
Right.
I never really saw it as an actual business until I was in like college, and and Kanye came out with that first Yeezy, and I saw people spending like $1,500 on shoes, and you know what I'm saying, just the relationships that I had built prior to, you know, all of that. You know, I had connections to get these shoes and make a little change.
Right.
So that's what really made me dive into it, saying that, okay, this can actually be lucrative in a way that I can still be myself and take care of my family. So once that happened, the sky was the limit. And, you know what I'm saying, I literally started with one shoe, sold it, got 2, sold it, got 4, sold it, got 10. Like, I couldn't skip any steps. I couldn't skip any steps. Like, I wish it was somebody that lended me something or that had like a blueprint of how I can do it. But, you know what I'm saying, I was just a natural flipper, and that's how people trusted me doing that, because they literally seen me start with one shoe.
Right.
Start with,
what was that one shoe?
what was the first shoe that I really flipped? The gold toe ones, the top 3 gold toe ones. I camped outside for those for like 16 hours. Me and my girl at the time.
That was a different time.
Yeah, had got 2 pair of them for retail. What was retail? Like $160 at the time. So I paid $320.
Was it that
the patent leather? Yeah, patent leather. But one toe was gold and the other one was white.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, sold them for $700 a piece and ran it up after that, my brother.
Wow. So what steps did you take to get the storefront? First store?
The storefront, I was always selling used shoes. Like I said, it got to the point where people I would sell shoes out of the trunk of my car. I'm pulling up, you know, like people do when they got a clothing brand. They put it up on dudes. The dope was all that. I'm moving the same way. I'm getting my hair cut. I got a trunk full of shoes in the car and serving people out there, and that's why I kind of have a strong tie to the store, because I know that people saw me from being the athlete to transitioning into shoes to seeing me go through what I went through and still focusing on the business. Like, people saw every step that I took, so they like, bro, like, this.
Why not?
Like, I've seen everything that this dude doing, and I know what he trying to do at the end of the day, so why not support him? And the thing that's always big to me is the customer service. I created this business model to not just sell shoes, but I wanted to provide a service for people who couldn't get the shoes, because, you know what I'm saying, these shoes are hard to attain. Like, it's hard to get a shoe for retail. You know what I'm saying? And I built a relationship with people, and I treat people the same way I want to be treated. So instead of them going to a Foot Locker or Tramps, they'll rather pay that $80 price for a shoe and not have to deal with any of the raffles or anything like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's it is, man. Like, getting into this business, right? You got your ups, you got your downs. Right. What was the hardest time in having a sneaker store? Did you have any lows as far as like not moving enough sneakers at one point in time to where like you had second thoughts, or it always been a steady gain? Like, what was your biggest failure?
Moving product has never really been a problem for me. The only problems that I've had were my own, not necessarily insecurities, but issues that I had with myself that I didn't necessarily see playing a part of in my business. Like I said, I'm not the most detail-oriented guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to keep track of numbers and data and all this type of stuff. I know how to bring people in. I know how to be the face of a company. I know how to treat people with respect and everything. Like, the things that I'm good at is not keeping up with other people's shoes and product and everything like that, and analyzing numbers and everything like that. So, being a small business at the time, I didn't have the capital to just hire the people that I needed to have in place to keep up with those things that I wasn't necessarily good at. So the hardest time for me was when I brought consigners in, and I never honestly knew what a mismatched shoe was. You know, when I was in here
Before
running.
Explain to the people what consigners are.
So, essentially, when I first opened up my store, you know what I'm saying, I owned every single shoe in here, but it got to the point where I wanted more product, and I was moving a lot of product, and I, you know, convinced guys to let me sell their shoes for them at a higher rate than they'll be able to sell their shoes for them, and I would just keep a percentage. So that's what a consignor is. It's just they're bringing shoes, I sell it for them, and I keep a percentage.
Facts.
Yeah.
You Amazon.
For
sure.
Continue. For sure. But the hardest thing transitioning to that was like, okay, me being in here running the operations, every 100 pair of the shoes are here, 100% of the shoes in here are mine. So of course I'm gonna be on top of everything that goes in and out.
Facts.
So when I removed myself from the situation, now I have other guys' inventory in here. Okay, and I started hiring employees. I'm getting calls about, hey, I've got the wrong shoe in the box. This is a size 6, and I bought a size 7.
Right.
To remind you, you know what I'm saying, when you put your shoes in, it's my responsibility to make sure everything is accurate and everything like that. So I would do like yearly audits. I might have 60 shoes that come up missing at the end of the year, and mind you, you know my shoe $350. Yeah, so that's you know 350 times 60 that I got to come out of pocket to make these situations right, just because I didn't have the infrastructure or just the right systems in place to kind of keep up with what needed to be, you know, kept up with. So that was a learning thing for me too.
That's big, keeping up with inventory. You know what I'm saying? Well, my job that I got, I most definitely understand that.
Oh yeah,
so that shrink, you know what I'm saying, and you have to prepare yourself for losses.
100%.
Because you got people that may return things. What is your return policy?
You don't do any returns.
You don't do no
like
return.
if it's an issue, like I just stated, like if
if
messed
it's
up
your
on,
fault,
if it's our fault, cool, we'll swap it out, we'll make it right. But if you just come in and you decide you don't want the shoe, I'm sorry, baby.
Oh yeah, you can't you can't go wrong with that. All right, so explain to the people about your shoe prices, right? When AD first opened the store, all I hear AD shoe high as hell. I can't get in that. This high. Explain to the people why your shoes was high. Did it even make sense for them to be that price? Yeah. Or you was just trying to make a little extra dollar?
No, it's the exclusivity for sure. Like I said, if you're familiar with StockX, Go, all the other platforms like that, every single one of these shoes is like a piece of real estate. You know what I'm saying? Every shoe has a different price. Every shoe is either higher or low on the market. I typically go for shoes that are higher on the market. So, you know what I'm saying? When you go to GOAT, you might see a retail price for $190, but you go to GOAT, StockX, you'll see $350. You know what I'm saying? So, including, like, if you go to StockX, you see a shoe for $350. Including all the fees, you're probably going to end up paying close to $425, and that's typically what my prices are. So if you know the game and everything, then you kind of understand the prices in here. But if you're new to it and you've never, like, a lot of people in this area, you know, we're country for sure. You only have a select few of sneakerheads that actually get it and know what's going on, and, you know what I'm saying, in the sneaker world. So when I first opened it, you know, it was mind blowing. Like, people would come in and ask, why is this shoe $500 and never seen the shoe in their life?
Oh yeah,
like, that's why it's $500. Like, you've never physically seen the shoe. You see it on the internet. I might say, oh, I want these, but
you've never
seen it in your life before. So
I say it all the time.
Yeah. So when I first opened, it was a lot of teaching I had to do with customers, man. But that's what I wanted to do.
Did you like, so you basically use, and a lot of sneaker stores do this, but you basically use like the StockX GOAT prices, kind of like be in that same vicinity.
Yeah, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, some product, you know, I know I can just sell this shoe at this rate because I know how many people want the shoe. Because
it'll show you the whole market, like what percentage of people buying it today, tomorrow. Like, StockX give you the whole nine, man. So if y'all want the cheap price, you gotta wait till that shoe drop low. You know what I'm saying? Explaining that, like, having a shoe that's way past its prime, like, you know, shoes drop every month, every other month, whatever the case is. If you have a shoe for too long, what's your exit plan on that shoe? Do you take a markdown on it, or you just hold it, let it hold its space? But you got a shoe dropping every month, so you really need it gone. Like, how you work with that?
There's never really room. I can't say that. How can I word this? In the shoe world, it's kind of like stocks. So there's never really anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with holding the shoe. Because, of course, when they first drop, everybody want them, so the price is going to be high. And then once everybody kind of gets a shoe, the shoe is going to die down. But this is a sought after shoe, so it still has the potential of going up or down. It was always situations when I first started out selling shoes, like I would get shoes the same day they came out and just sell them for the highest price. And 2 months later, I've sold all my inventory same day, and that same shoe was fucking $800, and I just sold it for $300.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You miss your wave
for sure.
But you never know if you're gonna jump to $8 though. It could jump down.
Yeah, that's why you kind of have to take risks and study the market for sure on shoes.
Yeah,
and like I said, with me, I told you I'm a natural hustler. I'm gonna make these couple dollars, and I'm gonna get the next thing and flip. And that's what I've been learning by having the store and just having the extra space, and like this is really just a warehouse for me to store
there's
shoes.
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of space, guy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of space for me to just store shoes. And like I said, I always want to have product on hand. So, you know, I'm always holding stuff and just waiting for the market to go up for sure.
What was that one shoe that you just couldn't get rid of? Like, you thought it was going to hit. You bought a lot of pairs, and it was hard for you to move it.
What was I gonna say? This was recent. This was patent breads. Like anytime you hear bread, like you think like, okay, these moving, especially like bread ones, like anything like this, like these moving like early. You know, I got them early, moving them for $700-800. So I'm like, okay, these gonna be it. Man, them business was everywhere. Everybody and their mama had them, and they still kind of low on the market right now. But that's still like it's a shoe that it's gonna move regardless because it's a bread.
It's quantity,
but
though.
Yeah,
you don't have a limited.
Yeah.
Because if it was limited, it'd be a higher market.
Yeah, and that's what Nike and the other shoe companies are trying to do. They're trying to release more pairs so they can stop, you know, the actual resellers from getting all the shoes and everything. But again, they make it so hard for the actual customer that really want the shoe, that's gonna wear it and camp outside and do all that kind of stuff.
Facts.
Like they're taking that customer away because they make it so hard to get shoes for retail. Now you got to put in all these raffles and all this kind of stuff. Like the average person, they're working 9 to 5, they don't have time to do all that, man.
Nah.
They just want to go to the store and pick up the shoe, and that's what I kind of took advantage of. I saw how Nike was, you know, constructing their business, and I was like, well, how can I help, you know, with the average person that's trying to get these shoes? Because when I first started out, I was only charging $50 over retail. I didn't care what the shoe was. I didn't care what the market was.
Right.
You pay me what I'm asking, you're going to get the shoes. It's going to be $50 over that. And that's how I made a lot of the connections that I have right now with guys.
How you even get these shoes? Like, who giving AD all these shoes?
Man, I had a real slick scheme, man. Like, I told you, they stopped. When I first started doing this, everything was first come, first serve.
Right.
And I would have, you know, all my homeboys out there, a couple of girls out with me. I have a line of 20 people out there. I'm getting 20 pairs of shoes, taking orders, doing everything like that, paying store employees, paying the general managers, all that kind of stuff.
Talking about to put in for like the online pairs or like.
Man, I get stuff backdoor. Like it's a whole.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you know, you know.
They don't want to get a secret sauce out. They ain't gonna give it to y'all.
I mean, it ain't even no sauce. It's just about doing great business.
Who got this warehouse with all these shoes that y'all getting? It's a lot of consignment stores.
Yeah.
So who got this warehouse to where like, hey bro, I need
Be a lot,
5 of
bro.
these, I need 20 of these, I need 30 of these. Who is that guy? Is it one
Man,
guy?
It ain't. It's a community of people, man. Because you got to think about it. I'm the type of person that has a store. Like that's my business model. You'll have some resellers, their business model is holding everything until the price goes up. I'm gonna buy everything. I'm gonna have a warehouse full of 3,000 pair of shoes, and I'm gonna wait till all of the prices go up, and then I'm gonna dump them off. You got resellers that do the same thing, but only want to put stores in spots like mine because they can sell them at a higher premium than they would on the street or to StockX, or they don't want to deal with the hand-to-hand transactions. I want to sit in my room, get shoes all the time, and pick up a check every Friday. Like
you see how he answered the question? He ain't answering directly. He
Yeah.
a good talker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't answering the
man,
question directly.
it's
You know what I'm
a lot.
saying? I'm asking people, but he ain't gonna get to you. All right, so explain to me like dude, I know the answer to this, but dude, the shoe wave that just surprised you that everybody wanted for like, and it's still going on. What was that shoe that surprised you that everybody wanted? It started coming at a crazy amount.
Ones and dunks, because these are
my answer is the dunks.
Yeah, because this is stuff that I was wearing because I wanted to be a skateboarder, skater back in the day. So I was always in the dunks, and my folks weren't spending $150 or $200 on J's. So all I could wear was the Blazers, the dunks, and stuff like that. And now that I see them come around and everybody, you know,
why? Like they used to be $100. You're not getting them for that no more.
Nah, because it's so hard to get shoes at retail. Retail still, you know, $100 on them, but it's impossible to get.
It's possible that you pay $250 for them. I don't pay like $300 for a pair. Like, like what is going on with this dunk way? Like, how did that surprise you? Like,
social media. Social media had
TikTok.
a big influence on that. This was before TikTok, man. Like once influencers and celebrities started, you know, really showing what they wearing and how they get them, like everything is just influenced by social media nowadays.
It's crazy, man. The dunk wave is like ridiculous. What? Let's talk about some of your favorite shoes, man. If you had to give me a top 5 AD favorite shoes.
Top 5, they ain't in no particular order, but bread ones, of course. Shattered backboard ones, the first ones. 17s that came in the suitcases.
Oh,
I love them. I love them to death. That's what I'm trying to collect now. So if you got any 17s, 18s, anything that came in the suitcase, please hit my DM now.
Jesus.
Cactus Plant Flea Market dunks, I had those. I paid $3,400 for them business. Now,
Come on, man.
Got in a situation and had to get rid of them. My heart still hurt for that, man. I get them back. I get them back. So that's 4. What's the last one of that I fuck with? Space Jams. You can never go wrong with Space Jams.
I don't
even like wear 11, but that I just like the history of this. I like what the shoe is.
I respect it.
That's some shit that I just have in the closet and just put in a suitcase and probably never wear type shit. That's one of them shoes.
I respect it.
Yeah.
What brand? So when I say this question, Nike is like a big old situation where you got like different. When I say this, what brand within a brand or a brand has made you the most money?
Nike with Jordan brand, of course. You know, everybody and their mama want the J's, and you know what I'm saying, everybody know who to come to get them. So definitely by far Jordans.
Who's number 2?
Number 2, Dunks for sure, like we just said.
Surpass Yeezy.
Yeezy's 3 in line, but
Okay.
you got to think about the price of the Yeezys and what actual customer can afford it.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. They gonna I think the Yeezy started a lot of the wave of like the overselling.
They Yeezy kind of started like the little hype beast wave of motherfuckers just grabbing shit just because everybody else got it.
Then you throw Supreme and the other brands in there too. Like all that hype wave was going so crazy that people's upmarking things and stuff. So it's a whole community behind this thing, man. I'm gonna ask you this. That's your top 5 shoes. That's your most sellers. What was your best year to like? I made so much money this year. It didn't even make no sense.
COVID. When these niggas were getting
I knew you gonna say that. I was waiting.
PPPs and doing all that, man. It was days. Nigga was coming to his regular folks to coming to his spending $5,000-$10,000.
Look. I knew you were gonna say that because I was talking to C. And she said the same thing. I know it's COVID.
Man, come on.
How much money did you make that year?
That year, store probably did like 1.5.
1.5. I'm in his pockets, y'all. I had asked.
1.5.
How much does your store make yearly on a regular basis?
About them same numbers. Like PPP time, like that was an unrealistic time. Like unless something like a wave of people just getting money like that happening again, like unless some crazy shit just happened, I probably will see the numbers again unless I open up multiple locations. Like the store's still gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
But just seeing that type of return, like it just people spending unwittingly, like it was crazy. Like at the time I might only have like 50 shoes in the wall and all on bullshit, and somebody just buy. I'm like, I know y'all don't want this. Yeah, Lord. I was trying to keep up with them.
How many different shoes do you have in your building other than like the repeats?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
do inventory now. You should know your inventory.
It's probably like 700-800 SKUs in here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so these ain't the different SKUs, because this 700 shoes right here.
No, this is probably close to 2,000 shoes, but it's 700 probably different shoes.
You know what I'm saying? Like different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, looks can be deceiving because like to me, like it look like 500. So you say 700.
No, think about look at that bottom row right there.
I see you got
that's
some
probably
different.
that's probably 120 shoes right there on that row. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So guys, what I'm telling you, he got a lot of merchandise. Y'all need to come shop him up. You know what I'm saying? Come shop him up. Get it going. Get it going. All right. So is it a time where stores try to bring more traffic to themselves, right? Mm-hmm. What's your process of dropping sales? Do you do sales?
Yeah, I always got to do sales. I ain't gonna say all the time, but back to school, holidays, I might do like a little pop-up event here, do 10% off the store and everything like that.
Right.
But sales, you got to do sales.
Are you making money when you selling merchandise on sale?
Yeah, just not as much as I would, of course, from that. But ain't nobody gonna lose no cheese. Like, I'll take a loss. You know, we do giveaways, we do all that kind of stuff, but it gotta make sense at the end of the day too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Made total sense. You know what I'm saying? With with the season changing, what shoe that you have here that you had the longest and you still trying to sell it?
Man, let me look at him. What the hell I got in here? I did have a shoe in here that I was just like, why did even my consignor put this in here? But that literally sold the other day, and it was a dude that was so excited to see him. He was from Chicago. They were like some ACG boots that I was like, what the hell is
nobody
that?
know about ACG boots.
Yeah, I was like, and he said the same thing. He was like, bro, like y'all got $275 on these? Like, I need them. And I was, bro, people come in here and they literally take pictures just to get on TikTok and be like, you know what?
That's crazy.
So that was something that was sitting in here, but just a generic shoe that I'm just so tired of look at. Probably like the pollen ones, pollen ones, taxi ones. I'm so sick and tired of looking at.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive shoe that you sold in your store, and how much was it for?
The most expensive thing that I sold in here, probably a Travis Scott Air Force One. One of the first ones. Sold it for $32 at the time.
Right.
I probably got it for $18, so I made a little cheese. But as far as like the biggest deal that I've done like a $65,000 deal, and probably like, what was it, 200 shoes, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That was
the thing that you filmed at the sneaker. Did you film that?
That was one of the incidents, but that was just like a little boat deal. We did for like $15,000. That was
okay,
cool.
so you did a big one.
Before I opened this one, I just had a lot of inventory that I didn't want to put in here, and I needed extra capital to put the shoes that I wanted in here, so I just uploaded like 200 shoes and did that one. Yeah,
I mean, still, like, when y'all do them big deals like that, you still get a deal to where your profit is gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah,
if you give them the right number, because it might sound like a lot of money, but then but you don't know, I'm finna make like $100 on it.
At the time, then that's when I was getting all my shoes for retail. Yeah. Like now, whatever they going for on the StockX, like if they going for $300 on StockX, I'm paying that $300 to get it. Like back then, like I was putting in all the lead work I could to get them for retail, and I was selling them for. Like, that's how I made the connections that I had, because I was never greedy when it came to that. Like I always knew that I wanted to be in this position, and I knew that I would need those same guys to vouch for me and be like, man, yeah, he's solid.
Facts.
Like the sneaker stores that you see with 1 million plus followers and all the celebrities shopping in this store, like that's who I was doing business with. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I learned, what I learned. And that was just like, man, just in this business, be a man of your word. If you gonna say this price, keep it at that price, because the market changes all the time. Any shoe on this wall can be on StockX for $150, and then the next day something crazy can happen and it'll be $600. So if you told somebody $150 for the shoe, and then y'all want to leak up and you want to change the price, stick to that price.
Do that hurt?
Yeah,
I know they gotta hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. It's like, well, I understand. Because you would want the same in return, especially y'all made the deal type shit, man. So
facts.
Yeah.
Explain people bringing in shoes, like a regular customer bringing in one pair of shoe and they want to sell it. What kind of quality do you look for? What kind of what make you want to take that shoe in?
We really take anything that you kind of see on the wall, your Yeezys, your Jordans, your Dunks, anything like that. We'll take it in any condition as long as you're willing to take the price. Now, if we tell you $20 for a shoe, and it's $20 for a shoe. Usually, like a $20 shoe is gonna be beat to death. We gotta clean it. It's not gonna come with a box. It ain't gonna come with all the extra laces that it came with. But again, we pay extremely high for shoes that come with everything that we ask for, and they're brand new. Facts. But you know what I'm saying, we take any and everything that we sell, because I try to cater to everybody. A lot of people might want to come in here and get the shoe off the wall, but everybody ain't got $350 on a shoe. So you see the used shoe selection that we have. Somebody might come in here and want to spend $80. I got enough to spend $80.
That's a fact.
We having shoes in here for $50. I post shoes on the IG. Get all 10 of these for $500. Like, I try to cater to the resellers and do everything I can to just give back.
That's a fact, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so with that being said, that's a set of questions the people want to know. Because I know, like, people probably got these questions, like, and they just don't have the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, say, like, the conversation with you to even ask you, or even the balls to ask some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, so getting into the business, man, like, like you in a nice spot here.
Mm-hmm.
What was the trials and tribulations with you getting this location right here?
I had to do a lot of stuff that I necessarily didn't want to do, and that was me opening my first business in the Galleria Mall. I used to print T-shirts on hand, so if it was a couple that wanted to take a picture and wanted it on a T-shirt, I would do little stuff like that. A lot of guys that were just starting clothing brands, I would make designs for them, give them a cheaper rate to print them on like a bulk of T-shirts, and essentially that's how this mall noticed me. They came to me probably like 6 months after I had that open and wanted me to open up a print T-shop here, but I was like, man, I can't do that. I'm finna open up a shoe store.
Facts.
Yeah.
I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. You know what I'm saying? That because I remember seeing you in the mall. Like you was grinding for a long time. You know what I'm saying? what kept you like in that mode? Because some people would just change directions and say, this venture ain't making as much as I wanted to. It maybe have, but some people get tired of doing it. Like, what make you keep wanting to do the same thing every day?
I was always doing it. Like, I never stopped selling shoes. Like, even when I had the print shop there, I had my shoes under the table because the mall wouldn't allow me to have my shoes on display because a lot of stores had, like, non-competes. You know, you can't have more than a couple of shoe stores in the thing.
That's tough.
And I had got in a situation where, because I on release day, I used to have all the shoes. So I used to have a longer line at my small little kiosk than the Champs and Foot Locker were, and then customers, you know, started complaining about how he getting these many shoes, this, that, and the third. So it was a lot going on.
Hey, look, that's hate.
That's all I can say. Hey,
that's hate, man. That's hate. All right, so what was some, you know, what I'm saying, what was some of the tough times being in this location? What you been from Warner Robins? Because too many people don't probably know you in this area. We know you from there.
For sure.
Like, what was some of the tough times? Did you have tough customer flow in the beginning? Did it have to pick up? Like, what was like, you know, did it just shoot up right when you?
One thing about me, I never really wanted to do anything that I couldn't necessarily handle. So me opening up this store, I had already had the clientele. I was already doing gross $200,000 in sales out of the trunk of my car from you know, selling shoes out of my grandma's house. So it was really like a necessity for me to do it. Like, I wouldn't have did it if I didn't have anybody to come in here and, you know, buy these shoes. I wouldn't have done it because I knew like this wasn't really the market for it yet. Nobody had ever done it. The people that tried to do it closed extremely fast. You know, people were selling fake shoes and all that kind of stuff. So I knew once I opened, all that was gonna be on me. But I had a clean enough face card for people to know how I got my shoes. Everybody knew the market, how I was selling my shoes, what the shoes were gonna be priced at. So the only thing that I had to struggle with getting in here is me being here all day, every day, like Monday through Sunday. Like, when the mall opened, I had to be here, and at the time, like, I ain't trust people to even put in here. So that first year and a half that I was in here, I probably had one or two people that, you know, rock with me heavy, but for the most part, Monday through Sunday, I was in here all day, every day.
So let's talk about this, man. Like, you spoke on fake shoes. So how did you even like get to people to trust who you is, and how do you authenticate your shoes? Because people might be selling fake shoes and not even know. So how you authenticate them, and then what was your like background on like fake shoes? Have you ever received any fake shoes, and you sold a pair of fake shoes, or you know, have you ever experienced, or even somebody that you bought a wholesale from, like a bunch of shoes from, and you got a fake load? Like, have you ever experienced that?
Man, I got some stories about the fake shoes, man. But it come with education. Like, you gotta receive a fake shoe to know what a fake shoe is. You gotta educate yourself on what's real and what's fake. And in today's times, it's extremely hard to know what's real and fake if you don't know what to look for, what not to look for, because they look exactly identical. It's just the small blemishes that you might know. The color might be a shade of a color off. The only way you'll be able to tell is if you got a black light and you can see the color of certain things that ain't supposed to be there. It might be a sticker on the inside that ain't supposed to be there. It might be, the date might be wrong, the size tag might be off. So it's stuff that you have to just train yourself and really do the research on to know what's real and the fake. And still now, like, I might overlook some, come back the next day, like, this fake, and I already don't bought the damn shoe.
how like explain, like, two questions. Have you ever got a load of fake shoes that you bought bought for a big price and you say you got like 5, 6, 10 pairs, or have you ever bought a fake shoe from somebody and then found out later that it was fake?
I don't bought a fake shoe from somebody that I thought was trusted and sold the shoe, and like I said, luckily the customer, it ain't like no, oh, I know you probably didn't know, like I know you wouldn't sell me a fake shoe, and I refunded like that. And it's been times where I potentially could have bought, you know what I'm saying, it was an incident probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I had an Asian dude come in here with probably 3 boxes of damn shoes that I was about to grab because he wanted a low ticket from. And one of my guys on the staff, he was like, I don't know, these bitches look a little weird. So we did some more research, and the bitches damn sure were fake.
Damn.
Yeah.
What shoe was that?
Man, it was a whole bunch of Dunks and Jordans and just stuff he brought in.
Dunks is a simple silhouette. How could you tell that a Dunk is fake?
Man, just the material, the smell. Man, it's small stuff that you just have to know. Like, once you see so many real shoes, like, you get the fake and you can pick it up and be like, this ain't right. You can look at a box and be like, this ain't right.
It's a little shaky.
Yeah, this ain't right. Or you been in so many situations where people try to sell you fake shoes, you typically know, like, you ain't supposed to have this shoe. Like, people try to come in here with off-whites and all this, like, there's only so many of these made. How did you get them? Yeah. Like, you ain't got no receipt, no proof of purchase from sneakers or where they actually released it. Like, it's, yeah.
Have you ever unwillingly wore a fake pair of sneakers?
Unwillingly? No, I haven't.
So you that secure with, like, everything I bought, secure, like, I ain't got caught slipping.
Like, the shoes that I get for myself, I either hit it on retail or I'm not buying from anybody that I would expect to have a fake shoe. I'm getting them at the sneaker cons or the sneaker exits that I go to. Not saying you can't get a fake shoe there, but the shit that I wear and put in my closet, I gotta make sure it's right.
How have you ever seen, like, your homies wear a pair of fake sneakers?
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't, like, it ain't nothing wrong with wearing fake shoes. It's just I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And my partner's like, man, not like, nigga, you know, like, you come on, like, really? Come on, man, because it'll be situations where
you probably got the shoe.
Yeah, it'll be a situation where a nigga done brought me a fake shoe, and my partner seeing them in my closet or in the stores that I would be on, like, shit, fuck it, I don't give, like, give me these. Yeah, what the hell? I don't wear shoes for real. Shit, get them.
You know, it's just like the rapper with the fake jewelry.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah. And like I said, the fake market right now, like, people would rather look like they got it than really have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a market for it, for sure.
Yeah.
To each his own, man. Make your cheese.
To each his own. Not for Mr. AD though. He ain't doing that.
I can't do it.
Look out of here.
Yeah, like I said, the reason I ain't went bust down and roll it yet, because I know how much this shit costs. I can't, if I want to do it the right way,
you gotta do it the right way. Come on.
I gotta do it the right way.
How many shoes do you have in your personal collection?
Personal? I really just downsized, but the most that I've had probably close to 600.
God damn.
Yeah, and that was just from me literally being in here, like I said, all day, every day. Oh, I ain't got these. Yeah, I'm finna put these to the side. And that
is you buying them from yourself, or you just taking them?
I was just taking, like, I don't have these. I wanted these when I was little. Oh, just put them to the
just business.
No, just buy them. And that would only happen, you know, with a few shoes, and then sometimes it'll be just shit that coming out that I'm just like, man, got it for the right place. I'll put it in the closet. And like I said, I just looked in the closet one day and I was like, bro, I don't even wear none of these. And I put them in the stove, offload them, sell them, just get some more cheese to do that. But as of right now, man, like, I don't even.
All right, so the last segment of the pod, man, this is your commercial. You know, sell yourself to the people. If they don't know who you is, they don't know who your storefront is, get them that information. Go.
Checking in with We Outside, man. It's your boy AD, owner of STUSA. The storefront is located in Macon, Georgia. Address is 5080 Riverside Drive, Suite 302. We are located right in between GameStop and Journeys, and the website is www.stusausa.com.